Hey, what's going on? It's Sheridan Mish, and I'm here to tell you, for the 17th day in a row, it's all going to be okay. That's right, people. I am confident that we are going to get through this. We are going to get through this with the support of each other, and I am telling you right now, it's all going to be okay. I see people are jumping on. It's good to see Autumn and Irene. Hey, Marcy, good to see you. Brett Hughes, what's up, Hughesy? Watching and jumping on right here. I've got just 4 different things, categories, I guess you could say I'm going to talk about. But we're going to kind of expand upon a few things. So I want to start with the good news. And the good news is this. Hey, Allison, I see you jumping on as well. Because good news. Let's look at the bright side, right? Let's look at the bright side. So what's the bright side? The bright side is this, that 20% of coronavirus cases, people have recovered. 20%, and now there's been over 1 million people worldwide that have been infected and diagnosed with it, but 20% of the people have fought it off and are totally recovered. So let's look at the positive there. Obviously, there's a lot of deaths as well, and 5% of people have perished, and it's certainly unfortunate. But that also means 75% of the cases worldwide, there are people actively fighting. And we've got to be here to support them, to make sure that we are taking the adequate steps to help contain and make sure that we limit and minimize the potential of spread. So let's stay positive, let's encourage each other, and do good things out there. See, Cousin Jim is watching. What's up, Jim Noon? Good to see you, jumping on board here. All right. Now that I've got past that a little bit of factual information and looking at the positive side of things, good news. Hey, I see Tracy on board. And Tracy, I want to thank you for sharing the post the other day about the dinner and just being a part of the Family Fun and Game Nights. That's awesome. Oh, Mackenzie Welter's watching. Mackenzie is one of the best officials in college hockey. We were out at the Hockey East Women's Championships, and she was wearing the orange armbands. She was there for the semifinal game and the championship game. She did a phenomenal job. It was not an easy game to officiate, I can tell you that. And some real tough calls that she had to stand up for. So nice job with that, Mackenzie. Some little pride of Rome, New York, coming at you there. So anyway, want to tell you about 2 types of people. 2 types of people. There's Sheridans and there's Irenes. That's it. 2 types of people. You got to ask yourself, are you Sheridan or are you Irene? What am I talking about? I'm talking about this. The blinds. The blinds in your house. You're either opening them or you're closing them. One or the other. You open them or close them. Which kind of person are you? See, I want to close the blinds. I'm always closing the blinds, closing the blinds, closing the blinds. Irene's always opening the blinds, opening the blinds, opening the blinds. It's this constant battle. I close them, she opens them. I walk out of the room, I just shut them, boom. All of a sudden I walk back in, they're open again. I mean, what the heck? We're just fighting all the time with that. The windows. I shut the windows, she opens the windows. I shut them down, she opens them up. 2 types of people. Are you Sheridans or are you Irenes? The lights. I want all the lights on. I love the lights being turned on. I want them on. I want them bright. There's people that turn them on. Irene, she turns them off. She wants them down. She likes the mood lighting. She wants the lights off. She wants it dark. She wants it dim. 2 types of people. Sheridans or Irene. Your lights on or the lights off? People that know me as a chiropractor, you know I'm always turning the power on. All right. Heat. The gosh darn thermostat. I'm always turning it up to 70, and it always ends up back down to 60. It's this constant battle between Irene and I. Down to 60, up to 70. And actually, 60, Irene is being very gracious, because she'll turn that right down to 50. 50 sometimes. Man. So when I get 60 out of her, man, I'm lucky. But I turn that up. Can't argue, like, who's paying the bills? I don't know. And then what else is there? Chocolate. Chocolate. There's two types of people. There's people that like chocolate, and there's everybody else that's crazy. If you don't like chocolate, get out of the United States. That being said, Canadian chocolate is better than American chocolate. Absolutely. If you've been to Canada, get their chocolate. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's their dairy that they use, that it's better quality. I don't know if it's less content of, I don't know what they're putting in there. But I'm telling you right now, you either like chocolate or I'm not friends with you. Fair enough? Okay. Which leads me to this, the Hershey story. You know, I want to look at positive things, right? And so we're going through tough times right now. Tough times. And I can't say that it's going to all of a sudden tomorrow be better. I mean, it probably is going to get tougher, right? I mean, we just have to accept it. But know that down the road, things will be better. And I'm optimistic that they're going to be much better. So the Hershey story is this, and this is a very short Hershey story. Milton Hershey, back in, I wrote that down. I don't even know if I wrote that down. Whatever the heck it was. Oh, it was 1874. 1874, he went and he did an apprenticeship learning how to make confectionery. And that was in Philly. And then he went to Denver and did an apprenticeship there, learned how to make caramel. Wait a second. That's another type of person, are you? We're going back to the two types of people. You're either tomato or tomato. Potato, potato. Who says potato? Nuts. But the other one is caramel. Is it caramel or caramel? Caramel or caramel? Two types of people. Which are you? Okay, so Milton Hershey learns how to make caramel phenomenally. He's a master when it comes to making it. And so he builds up, he's a master at doing it. So he goes and starts a business in New York and fails. Absolutely fails. And so he then goes to Pennsylvania. Now, one of the key things for making good caramel is making sure that you've got good dairy. And so, like, you know, good dairy in New York, good dairy in PA. Anyway, things didn't work out in New York. He didn't quit. He persevered, knew he had a good skill set, a good product, and he was committed to making it. He didn't quit. Got it going in PA. Boom. Success. And so he ended up having this success in the caramel business. And then he saw chocolate. And he sold his caramel business for $1 million. Okay, that was a bad impersonation. However, he sold his caramel business a long time ago for $1 million. And what year was it? Well, the year that he sold it all to go all in on chocolate was 1 year before chiropractic was founded. So what year was it? That Milton Hershey founded Hershey's Chocolate? 1 year prior to chiropractic being founded. That was a while ago. And he made it through that time period, made it through a lot of difficulties and challenges over time with that. Autumn, that is a good guess, but it is incorrect. Autumn, it is not 1887. But what year was it that Milton Hershey founded his chocolate company? 1 year prior to chiropractic being founded. Come on now, I got some chiropractic peeps up in this. You can answer. You can get an A tonight. So anyway, he goes all in on chocolate, sells the caramel business for $1 million, and then is super successful and ends up wanting to give back to his community. And so he builds the Milton Hershey School. And I believe it was actually the Milton Hershey School for Boys or Industrial School for Boys. And what it was for orphan children and to teach them trades. And it was a trade school to help empower them and help the community. And then as that got more successful and was really turning out young men into the world doing good things, he ended up it ended up evolving and then becoming a college prep school essentially, which is very competitive. I don't know if it's competitive is the word I want to use, but it's highly sought after to be able to attend the Milton Hershey School, and it's totally free. There's absolutely no cost to attend. It's all funded through Hershey. So pretty awesome. And what he did, by the way, the year was 1894. 1894 was the year that Milton Hershey founded the Hershey Chocolate Company and never looked back. So what's the lesson to take from all of this? One is to learn something, become a master at it. Two, even if you fail, that it's okay. You keep trying, believe in yourself. You're going to have the opportunity to succeed. You might have to go somewhere else. You might have to do something, to make it happen. But believe in yourself, commit to it, and work until you succeed. And that maybe what you're doing, you're successful with. There might be an even greater opportunity for you to shift to something else to meet the needs and demands of people. And so, and then after you do that and you're super successful, give back to your community. Do good for the people in your community. And that's just awesome. Awesome Hershey story. We've been down there to Hershey, PA a couple of times, and we've been on the tour and all of that, and I definitely recommend it. So like I said, there's two types of people: chocolate people and people I don't like. If you don't like chocolate, I don't like you. That's it. Fair enough? So, yeah, there's two types of people. We already covered that. Blinds, windows, lights, heat, chocolate. Okay. And then last night, Irene and I were watching the news, and I encourage you, watch the news. Watch different news. I decided that, we decided, let's watch CKWS. So CKWS is the Kingston channel, Kingston, Ontario, that is. And so we watch CKWS News. Let me tell you, it is the Utica News of Ontario. It is small market. It is community focused, community based. The commercials are entertaining, to say the least, disturbing at other times. Oh God, you'll have to watch, because I can't even tell you. Like, if you've ever been to Canada and you've seen the cartons of cigarettes and the warnings they have on there, they actually have, like, the warnings are pictures of people with their teeth missing and like their big tumor on their face, and a picture of the lungs that are just like eaten out. I mean, they just put it right out there. And so there was this one commercial, and it was about foot care and diabetic footwear, socks. Man, it was some disgusting legs. They put pictures out there. Oh man, I'm telling you. Oh, wow. Anyway, so we're watching the Kingston News, the CKWS, and like I said, it's entertaining because it's great. It's community-based, and we love that. We love being in a small community. We love Utica. We love being here. And so here's the thing. The news is, it's it's bad up there. It's bad. But not bad in terms of the quality. I'm talking about, like, it's bad, like what they're reporting on. It's there's limited things that they're covering. One of the things that I inquired about on one of my previous videos was, I was wondering, in Canada, where the metric system rules, what do they say? Are they saying 1.829 meters apart, or are they saying 6 feet? So they actually had a sign with social distancing, 6 feet. It said 6 feet. I was like, whoa! Did I just see that? 6 feet. They're recommending that. Interesting. In Ontario, yep, 6 feet distance for social distancing. I guess when it comes to that, us Americans have got that nailed down on lock. 6 feet. That extra little bit to get to 6 meters is absolutely unnecessary. So that was interesting. Here's another interesting thing. The risk with coronavirus, a high-risk profession. In fact, Tyler Schremp commented this the other night. And I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about. I was saying about the stress. And I was thinking about volume in terms of people dying when he made the comment, because he said morticians. And so morticians, with obviously this increase in influx of numbers of people dying, the stress that they're under, But they had a piece in the news talking about morticians, and the risk that they have is that once someone has expired, that as the mortician works with the deceased individual, when they lay them down and move them around, that there's still air in the lungs, and that there's like 1 to 2 breaths still left in there. And so someone that's dead, they could have been dead for 24 hours, and they go and move them, and when they go and move them, they exhale. There's a breath that comes out. And so whatever contaminants that may be in there are now putting the morticians at risk. So they've got a serious risk that the morticians need to be super careful with that. And it was something I was not aware of. So it was enlightening to watch CKWS. Also with their ads, very entertaining. If you are a Pulp Fiction fan and you've heard about the Royale with cheese, Royale avec fromage, it's a quarter pounder in Canada, and I can attest to that because I've been in Canada countless times, and I love the Canadian quarter pounder. I don't know what they do differently, but I really love it. It's in my opinion better than what you get in the States. But yeah, so quarter pounder, not the Royale with cheese. And then the sports news. The sports news is where it really got sad watching CKWS. First of all, there's no hockey. Their lead story was hockey related because 4 Ottawa Senators have tested positive for coronavirus. They said they're all doing well, and it's a very mild case that they have. But 4 Senators tested positive. That was their lead-in for sports. The next thing with the sports that they talked about, in Canada, this was the news. I mean, this is how bad it is up there. Tom Brady got his number 12. That whoever on Tampa Bay, where he's going, right, gave up their number 12 so Tom Brady could have it. That was on the Canadian news. What? That's how bad it is. Then they also were talking about the NBA, and obviously if you watch basketball, you know the Toronto Raptors last year won the NBA championship. This year, I think they were first place in the league. So, you know, Canada has not been pulling their weight when it comes to NHL sports. And MLB, you know, the Blue Jays have struggled, but their pride was the Toronto Raptors, pride of Canada, we the North. And with the NBA season coming to an end or suspended or whatnot, you know, they were talking big time about like how they're going to try to resurrect the season, that they're going to have limited games in Las Vegas with no fans and televised, because the Canadians are hopeful. That is their hope right now. Is will the NBA season come back? That was their big story on the news in Canada, was the hopes of the NBA season coming back. That's what it's come to. That's how sad the news is in Canada. Yes, Tom Brady got his number 12 and NBA season. Oh, please, will it start over again? That being said, we do have a lot to look forward to. I'm telling you right now, I'm saying it again. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I love and appreciate you. And it's all going to be okay. Have a great night.